Greetings and salutations, Internet. My name is Kind Death, and today I wanted to talk about what's in store for Blizzcon 2017. Now, I've been a long-time Blizzard fan since Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness. I've followed all of their games. Some of the more recent titles I'm not too incredibly enthralled with, such as Overwatch or Hearthstone, but I follow all of their games, and I'm always interested in everything Blizzard does. All of their games are polished. They're one of two development studios that I can always expect greatness from. What I think is going to happen this year is I don't think there's going to be any new IPs that are going to come out. I think Diablo 3 and StarCraft 2 are both going to be pulled off of life support. They've only put a fraction of time and effort and money into StarCraft 2 that they have even into Heroes of the Storm, and far less than Overwatch. There's no good ways to integrate loot boxes into either game, so I see them both getting shelved in favor of games that can incorporate loot boxes. Now with World of Warcraft, we always know that there's going to be an expansion announced pretty much every 2 years. It's happened that way like clockwork for years and years and years. I expect there to be a massive hint to be data mined here in the beginning of next week, the week leading up to BlizzCon. I think the new expansion is going to be very maritime focused around old gods. I think we can expect two new races, such as the High Elves and the Naga. I expect this to really be Cataclysm 2.0, and I think that loot boxes are coming to World of Warcraft as well. You can check out my World of Warcraft 8.0 prediction video I made a couple days ago if you're more interested in that. I do think Warcraft 4 is going to be announced, but I don't think it's going to be this year. I also think that they're going to announce a Diablo MMO of sorts during that BlizzCon, which would be BlizzCon 2018. Again, I don't think that's going to happen this year. For Hearthstone, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of this game. I think Elder Scrolls Legends and Gwent are both superior games at this point. Magic the Gathering Arena looks fantastic. It looks better than even those games. I think it threatens to be kind of the death knell of this game. There's multiple AAA studios now coming out with other card games that have far less RNG and are more skill-based. I think they attract more of the competitive scene. Now the fit, finish, and polish of Blizzard games is unparalleled, and I think that's really why Hearthstone stayed in the game to this point. But because of this, I think the devs pivot towards more of a PvE redesign of the game and some way to deal with RNG. The newer games just don't have as much of it, and it feels like you have more control over what's going on in your decks. I think a new expansion is going to be leading up to the next World of Warcraft expansion. I think it's going to feed heavily into it, along with, I think Heroes of the Storm is also going to have an event that leads into the next World of Warcraft expansion that is going to be announced. Both of these will get hype up for the next expansion, I do believe. For Overwatch, like I said, not a huge fan. I think it's a competitive shooter with a very low skill cap. It's kind of a spray and pray kind of game. I don't know if it's ever going to have a real staying power in esports. I could be wrong. It's a pretty fun game to play. It's not as much of a fun game to spectate. It's kind of the opposite of StarCraft 2 to me, personally. For Heroes of the Storm, I love Heroes of the Storm. I played a lot. I think it's a lot more enjoyable than other MOBAs. It's also more frustrating because of shared experience than other MOBAs. Like I said, I think there's going to be a Warcraft-based event. I think we'll get 2 new Warcraft-themed maps and 4 new heroes that will be announced during all of this. I think this year, BlizzCon 2017 is also going to be the year of the remasters. We just had StarCraft Remastered come out. That's been a huge success. For a long time, it pulled bigger numbers than StarCraft 2 for a sustained duration. And I do expect Diablo 2 and Warcraft 3 both to be announced to have remasters in the works that will come out sometime during next year. I do think that StarCraft and Warcraft 3 will have sanctioned yearly tournaments, kind of the way that Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch, StarCraft 2 currently have. I think it will help fill out the roster and the time slots and the spaces at the new Blizzard Arena that they have, especially with after their purchase of Major League Gaming. As far as esports, I think Hearthstone will pull in the most viewers this year. I think next year that will be the Mythic Dungeon Invitational. I expect the Mythic Dungeon Invitational to continue to grow as Blizzard gets better at running it. I think Hearthstone's viewers are going to continue to decline, and the tournament scene will continue to dwindle unless they make some kind of massive change towards the game because of, like I said, the other card games that are out there that I feel like are more competitive. I think it's going to pull away from those players. I think the second most watched esport at BlizzCon 2017 is actually going to be StarCraft 2 and not Overwatch. I think that's going to cause the devs to collectively panic as a result. I do think Overwatch is in dire need of a better observer mode. There's too much going on there. I do expect Overwatch to have some kind of a new observer mode announced at this BlizzCon, but as of right now, I don't see it even surpassing StarCraft 2 in viewership numbers at BlizzCon 2017. And StarCraft is one of those franchises that all of the massive fans tend to come out of the woodwork for the end of the year championship series. It's kind of like Dota 2 with the invitationals numbers that they pull. I think StarCraft Remastered is going to have a pretty good showing at BlizzCon as well. So that's it for my BlizzCon 2017 predictions. If you like this video, please follow, like, subscribe, and have a good day.